Hey everybody, welcome to Scary Movies. This week I want to take another look at A Tale of Two Allens, which is something that we did during the Green Bay game. The big difference here is that these two Allens, we're going to be taking a look at improvement, which is much better than the other direction. We're going to start off our journey with an incomplete pass in the second quarter to James Cook, who I'm circling right here for you. And as usual, we're going to take a few pauses along the way, starting right here to show you the pocket that Josh Allen has to work with. Now, targeting Cook, he does have to make sure he gets past these two defenders, but we do have a bit of a throwing lane there, and making this pass very possible, we'll go with. And interestingly, if you take a look at Josh Allen's arm here and go back a few frames, we can take a look at his body mechanics and see that there are a few things that maybe we don't love here, including the footwork, and in this case, minimal hip rotation. And these are likely contributing factors here. Now, another contributing factor is likely that elbow injury, which I'm pretty sure we're all aware of. And the last thing I want is to come across as a hit piece on Allen. So again, let's focus on some of the positives and the improvement here. And in this pass, this is the one following the incompletion to Cook. He's going to be targeting Dawson Knox. And again, we have a clean pocket. In this case, an incredibly clean pocket. We see Allen make the decision. Knox is open wide. This is 3rd and 10. We are trying to get the line to gain here. And what I want to point out here is this frame right here. Now this is a completed pass. Dawson Knox will get the first down. But on the other hand, Josh Allen really didn't do him any favors. I do want to contrast this later to another catch by Dawson Knox. So really take a moment here and analyze the blurriness, but the outstretched Dawson Knox here. And as he turns, there was some momentum loss from that incredible outstretch he had to do to make the catch. He's going to have one person to beat, which by play design I think is favoring Dawson Knox. He barrels by, does a hop, and just manages to get 11 yards on that 3rd and 10. Now our next pass later in the drive, we're going to be taking a look towards Nyheim Hines. And with our usual stopping points, we want to take a look at our pocket, which at the moment Josh Allen appears to be making his decision. Looks pretty clean. But here, just a second later, we do have a defender making it hard for Josh Allen to step into throw and put some velocity in this one. We've seen Josh Allen throw this a million times with just his arm, but in this particular case, it's a little bit wide, and he's unable to make the connection with Hines. This is also a 3rd down, 3rd and 14 to be precise. And Hines' line to gain here would be very difficult to achieve unless he's hit pretty much perfectly in stride. If he had had to reach like Knox did on the last play, it's unlikely he would have made that regardless. We're going to end our first half passes with one you're probably familiar with, to Stefon Diggs. And as he goes through his route, I just want you to take a look at how many defenders he has to go by in order to make this work. He's splitting 2 here. We have another one back here. And as he crosses, we have a couple other people with the opportunity potentially to make some decisions and pick him up. And right here we have Josh Allen seeing that he's going to break between these 2 defenders. We have a window. Allen is able to step in to the point actually he's falling down. Hits Diggs in stride, one of the best passes of the day. Now before we transition to the second half, we have some numbers on your screen that I'd like to discuss really quickly. Just like in the Green Bay game, we do see some distinct splits between Josh Allen's early performance and his later performance. Prior to the half, Josh Allen hit 54% of his passes, which is a huge contrast to the 82 he hit after halftime. Making that more egregious though is 5 of Josh Allen's 6 passes on the last drive before the half, which culminated in that Stefon Diggs touchdown we just took a look at, were all on that final drive. Josh Allen only completed 9 passes for that entire drive, meaning over half of them were on a single drive, meaning we have this glaring change in performance. Now that's not to say he played perfectly, but again, the drastic change is something that really can't be overlooked, and there are a number of factors behind that. But for this video, let's just take a look at Allen himself. And as we take a look at this third quarter pass, you see one of the things that comes up is this deeper drop. We are looking for a little bit longer of a gain here, slower developing play. As the protection breaks down, we see Allen doing Allen things, namely scrambling. And I'm going to apologize for a second here. Not every stadium, not every game has the same quality of footage for the coach's film. So I do recognize it's a little bit blurry, and this is going to be very difficult to see. But try to focus in on this very quick, almost dart-like throwing motion. Very compact, very quick release. The reason I went with this angle, despite the fact that it is harder to see and a bit blurry, is it really shows the scope of the target to Gabriel Davis. This is officially credited as a 32-yard throw. And again, I want to highlight that this is not perfection. Davis does have to slide for this. He does have to come back a little bit. But for 32 yards and throwing the ball like a dart, I'd still say that's pretty dang good. And on the following drive, we're going to see a 23-yard completion to Dawson Knox, which is the one I referenced earlier we'd be comparing to, meaning that in 2 plays to start the third quarter, or within the third quarter, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills moved 55 yards, or roughly half the field. Drastic difference from some of the hiccups we saw in the first half. And as we see the drop back, he winds up. He's able to step in as much as he needs to. And as we see here, a little bit high, Knox is still having to leap and bail Josh Allen out to some degree. But he comes down quicker. There's less hesitation. If this had been hit in stride, he's probably not leading Knox into this hit. And this is the one that we did have the break to make sure was reviewed as not a fumble. All right, that's all we have for this week. Make sure to check out all the content on BuffaloRumblings.com. If you liked what you see, hit like, subscribe, or let me know in the comments. Thank you.